Welcome back. We're talking about ways to save not only our stress levels, but mentally and physically to this holiday season, especially when it comes around to shopping. So you have some other good tips for people.
One good tip to keep in mind is just be mindful while you're out shopping. Take a look at your cart. And by cart, I mean both your online cart and your actual shopping cart. And when we're out and about at a store, do we actually need a cart? If we have an idea of what we're going for, and you'll notice it, retailers are like, can I get you a basket? Maybe you'd like a cart, fill it up. Is kind of the idea behind that, of course, as a someone in retail, they want you to purchase, right? So that's what this time of year is all about. But that leads to a lot of unnecessary spending. So take some time. Do you need a cart? At the end of your shopping trip, go back and reevaluate. What did I put in here? Do I still want this? Oh, maybe I did end up with a lot more here for my child, nephew, whomever, than what I was initially intending. So it is important to go back and evaluate that. Same thing goes with online shopping. A lot of times what I'll do if I'm online shopping, I'll leave things in my cart for about a day, and then I'll come back and revisit that. So, and a lot of the time, I end up really removing item. Now, if I wouldn't have waited, I would have purchased all of those things. But somehow, over 24 hours, I didn't need them, right? So, or the person I had in mind maybe didn't absolutely need that item. So it is important to not wait for last minute, because if you can take that time and not do all of your shopping right now, but spread it out over several weeks, that helps on the budgeting, it helps on some of those impulse purchases, and it just helps decrease some of that stress that we experience of I have to do this right now. So it is really beneficial to spread things out like that and being mindful while we're shopping.
And I think knowing too, okay, you don't have to go shopping every day, right. Over the next 2 months, you have time, and especially if you're planning it all out, and you still need to take care of yourself first.
Absolutely. We want to be aware of our thoughts that we're having, thoughts of perfectionism, of I need to find this perfect thing, or oh no, this is so stressful buying it. That isn't really what it's about. So it is important to evaluate our thoughts during this time. Remind ourselves of our values. What's the whole purpose of all of this, right? Mm-hmm. So, and something that we had talked about as well is setting expectations. What do I expect my mother to buy for me? What do I expect to buy my mother, for these things? And having those conversations, setting limits with families. So to say, okay, what are we going to do for each other this year? Do I have to buy a gift for every single person? Am I expecting every single person to buy a gift for me? Could we do something different this year? Now is a great time to set those expectations, which also help a lot to reduce stress.
You did it yesterday.
Woohoo!
You're on track.
On track already.
Yeah.
Good for you.
My husband's family said, okay, this year we're all going to save a little bit of money, just buy one gift, and then do the white elephant game instead.
Smart.
Yeah, that is smart. And it makes it so much more fun too. So otherwise it does create a lot of that perfectionistic stress. Maybe somebody had a gift in mind, oh, you're gonna love it, you're gonna love it. And it's like, oh, I already have this. Or, it's so disappointing for people. So I think that it is good to have these types of discussions, look at what's expected. I've had to do that with my family too, is be like, I don't need anything. Please do this instead. I would love this. Or this little, reminder of something. If you feel like you need to get me something, this is it. It helps a lot. So, and it takes the focus off of the merchandise and brings it more on the family experience, which is so important. Taking care of ourselves with our sleep, our exercise, our nutrition, not just running through the mall, living off of coffee and pretzels. But as delicious as that may be, it's not always the best thing to sustain yourself, especially if you're spending so much time at the mall.
All those pretzels, they add up too as money that you need to add into
Absolutely.
the budget. So.
Yeah, and the travel, there's so many unexpected expenses this time of year. But if we start thinking about it now, we can really reduce that overspending. We can plan ahead with our nutrition, thinking about how we're going to spend these next several weeks, which significantly reduce our holiday stress.
Good stuff, Doc. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Dr. Renee Renardi, you can always check her out online as well. And stick around, artist Nicole Ray is going to join us right after this, talk about journaling for positivity.